but feel free to move on up and fill the seating area. Thanks.
Good afternoon. My name is Tim Howard, and welcome to AutoZone Park. Thank you. Welcome to our friends and family and all members of the media and a group that's near and dear to my heart, the Memphis chapter of the American Outlaws, and if you don't know who they are, you will quickly find out. So about 3 months ago now, our season came to an end, and I got back to Memphis, and I heard a rumor. I heard a rumor about this soccer team that may or may not be coming. And so the soccer world is small. I did some digging, made a few phone calls, and lo and behold, I was put in touch with ownership. So they invited me out graciously to the stadium to chat about soccer. And I was pleasantly surprised that they shared my lifelong passion because soccer is in my blood. It always has been, always will be. I walked away from that meeting feeling more excited than I did going into it because of what they represented, what they were hoping to bring to this city. And that it wasn't just a sport. Soccer is special and unique to sports because it encapsulates passion, fans, team, community. No other sport does it. And with all due respect, I'm an American sports fan. New York Knicks and New York Giants. It's been a tough year in 2017, I can assure you. But no other sport does a community and does a fan base take ownership the way it does in soccer. And so we left that meeting, and I assured them that I was a friend of theirs, I was a friend of the clubs, and anything that I could do in regards to advising them, marching to the stadium, drinking some beers with the fans, enjoying a good time, and really growing this sport in this city. I was all theirs. I was an open book, and I asked them to use me in any way they could. In a minute, we're gonna show you a video of what USL is and what it means. Get you excited for that. But I'll share a quick story with you. So, the gentleman that I'm going to introduce after the video, I was introduced to, or shall I say, reintroduced to, this morning. We got to talking and spent some time together, and he said, we played against each other. And I said, well, that's no surprise. I'm old, and I've played 700 games, so I'm sure somewhere along the line we connected. And he talked about a moment that he played for Exeter Town, which if you don't know, that's in the south of England, and they came up and played for a team that I played for, Manchester United, 70,000 people. This very small club played this mighty club, and they got a draw. And what that means in England is you go back and play a replay at their place. So we went to this tiny ground in Exeter, and we played, and we actually, thankfully, won the game, because otherwise we wouldn't have been allowed back in Manchester. And so, but the story hit home for me, because I thought, by God, we hadn't seen each other for 15 years, and here we are in Memphis talking about soccer all these years ago, and what it's going to mean to this city. And so that for me was a really special moment. I didn't anticipate it happening this morning, and 2-3 hours ago, that's what happened. So we'll show you this video. Have a look and enjoy.
At his best. Wow. Still free to shot.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the most important man in the building today, USL President Jake Edwards. Jake.
Well, thank you, Tim. Thank you, everybody. Welcome. Happy New Year. It is a privilege to be here on behalf of the entire USL family as we get to welcome Memphis into the United Soccer League. I'd like to thank all the distinguished guests, everybody who've taken some time out to be with us. I know there's another different kind of football game on this evening, so I appreciate you all being here. And a special thank you to all the great soccer fans over here, the Outlaws. We've had a good day so far. Make as much noise as you can. Enjoy the day, and this is your team. You've got your own team to cheer for. It's not often I get to be introduced by someone with so many Twitter followers as Tim Howard, so it's a pretty cool experience for me. And I think we would agree Tim is probably without doubt, one of the best goalkeepers to ever come out of this country. He's had a phenomenal playing career, including 13 years at my hometown club in Manchester United, one of the best clubs in the world. Tim has had a phenomenal career with the US men's national team, and he's still playing despite, almost his late 40s now, but he's carrying on playing. He's just a tremendous ambassador for this sport, proud Memphis resident. We're so thrilled, so lucky to have someone with that pedigree and that experience in the game to be part of this group, not just part of this day, but part of this club moving forward. So we're thrilled to have him. Please, one more round of applause for Tim. And I do remember in the replay, we did score first, and they had a bit of a dodgy decision by the linesman for the offside. And then when Rooney and Ronaldo end up scoring the 2 goals, you don't have much chance. But those were great days, and here we are 15 years later. Goodness. Also, special thanks to Mayor Strickland for his support of this initiative to bring professional soccer to your city, and thank him for all the work he does to make Memphis a better place to live, work, and play for all. Also like to thank the Memphis Convention and Visitors Bureau and the Downtown Memphis Commission, again, for being here today and supporting our efforts to bring the world's game to this great city. And finally, we'd like to thank everybody here from the Redbirds organization. Phenomenal group, top-class individuals from top to bottom, and everyone's worked so hard to put on this event and house us in this great downtown stadium of AutoZone Park. Memphis is a great city. It's had such an impact on the history of the United States. It's a city rich in culture, entertainment, and sports. It's the birthplace of rock and roll and the blues, and the home to Graceland and the National Civil Rights Museum, the fantastic Beale Street with all the music and entertainment where my team and I got to enjoy firsthand last night, and many, many more things going for this city. So the USL is truly honored to be part of your city now and part of your future history, and we look forward to being great partners with all of you. So as we embark on a new year and a new season for the USL, I am excited to see the continued growth of our sport across this country. Professional soccer continues to have a huge impact. More fans, more communities are now getting to experience the excitement, the passion, the tribalism of our sport and what the USL can bring to those communities. Last season, we broke all kinds of attendance records. Never before has the second division had so many fans come to a game. Over 2 million fans came out to support their local USL clubs. Phenomenal support, and we'll break that again this year. This year, 33 teams will take the field to compete for this fantastic trophy over here, the USL Cup. This will be our biggest and most competitive season yet. Now, unfortunately, I have to wait a little bit longer, but we're as excited as you are to see Memphis having a go to win that cup in 2019. So now the fun part. I get to award the franchise to Peter Frund, Craig Unger. We would not be here and wouldn't be able to do this without the hard work, the commitment, the vision of these gentlemen to make this happen. We pride ourselves on the ownership and the quality of the ownership we bring in the USL. Like any league, we're only as good as the people we have behind the clubs. And these 2 men certainly will be a great addition to our ownership group. We've seen firsthand the quality and integrity in which they conduct themselves, and the commitment and the investment they make in the facilities and producing a top-class sporting experience for the fans. So I would like to invite all the gentlemen up to the stage if I can. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got a lot of work to do over the next 12 months, and the USL is going to be rolling its sleeves up with these men behind me, and all of you and all of the fans of the great sport in this city. We've got a lot of work to do, but we're going to do it, and we're going to deliver one of the best professional soccer teams to Memphis. It's going to be a team that you are absolutely going to enjoy coming to watch and that you're absolutely proud to call your own. So, on behalf of the USL, it's my great pleasure to welcome Memphis to the USL for the 2019 season.
Thanks, Jake. Thank you, everybody, for being here. This is an incredibly exciting day. I don't want to go through all the thank yous again, but I'm going to anyway. Jake, now you're over here. I knew that was going to confuse me. From the time we met, the USL is such a first-class organization. We're so thrilled to be part of this professional soccer league. It's going to be a huge difference maker, and the people at USL are first class, and it's just been an absolute pleasure to work with them as we lead up to this launch. To Mayor Strickland, who we met with, it seems like almost a year ago when we first started talking about that, his office, his support has been unwavering, and we're thrilled to bring a third professional sports team to downtown Memphis. To Craig Unger and the group of the Redbirds. Craig is president of the organization. Craig has been working tirelessly behind the scenes while running a baseball operation to make sure that we can create its own autonomous organization, which will be our soccer club here. So thank you to Craig. And it's really humbling to be here with Tim. I just finished Tim's book. If you haven't read it, everybody should read it. But Tim is not only a world-renowned soccer star, but he's just a man of great character, and to have him involved and to support it has been really humbling, and it's been amazing. So thank you, Tim. When I first got to AutoZone Park over 2 years ago, it occurred to me that this building shouldn't be open just 70 times a year or 72 times a year for baseball. This is a jewel of downtown Memphis, and it needs to be activated more than that. What we're now able to do with USL Soccer is bring and open this building almost every Saturday night from March to September, whether it's baseball, whether it's soccer. We want to touch new people in this community. We want new excitement. We want to breathe more life into what is honestly one of the best buildings in professional sports. So I'm thrilled that we're able to do this today. From Craig and myself and the St. Louis Cardinals, who are also involved in this organization, and Tim, it's easy for us to get to this point, but at this point it's really just a handoff to you guys. This is going to be your club. This is your town. This is your city. This is your brand to create. What you see here as USL Memphis is just a placeholder. So all of that energy, everything that happens, all of that commitment, the atmosphere, that's all up to you guys, because as an owner, all I can commit to is one thing. And, I grew up around the New York Yankees organization, partnered with the St. Louis Cardinals, the two winningest organizations in baseball. We brought a Pacific Coast League championship home to Memphis this year. So my commitment, my commitment here is that we're here to win. We're here to hoist that cup. Maybe it's 19, maybe it's 20, maybe it's both. But the fact of the matter is, that's my commitment from an ownership side. So I'm thrilled that you guys all turned out. Thank you on a Monday. It's incredible to see everybody here, and I'm just excited to get started. I'm fired up to get started. So I'll see you guys at the brass door after, and I'll hand it over to our president, Craig Unger.
Thank you. I have to say I've been a little intimidated today with Tim being here. He's quite the dresser, number one. Mr. GQ. He had more likes for his tweets and Instagram posts today than I have followers. So it was a little humbling to see my picture up there with him a little earlier today. But thanks to him for being here today, and for him to lend some advice and support to this team and sort of walk hand in hand with us as we launch this for 2019. Also thanks to Peter and Jake and the mayor for being here today. Also want to recognize a few people in the audience as well. Ray Pullman from AutoZone and the folks from AutoZone, great partners of ours, and with taking this facility, AutoZone Park, and really turning it into something bigger and better is huge. Also, John Pontius with Pitco, and who was involved with AutoZone and was been sort of hand in hand with us since we took over and since I've been here about 5 years ago. I guess one other piece of business as we get going is that season ticket deposits are available right now. If you are here, you can head over to the table. You can get one of these snazzy scarves and the T-shirts that some of the supporters are already wearing. Over on the side, you can go to USL, the number 2, Memphis.com and get your opportunity to put a $50 deposit down on your season tickets and be one of the first to get some of this cool new swag that is already available. And also follow us on Instagram and Twitter at USL Memphis. We'll keep plugging that, and you can see it right behind me as well. One other thing to add to Jake's thing, we'll give Jake a little Memphis education, and it's sort of fitting, is today is the King's birthday. It is the birthday of Elvis, so somewhat fitting as we talk about the tourism. And Kevin and Malvin here from the CVB, and we're excited to work with them. Have already started to work with them on how to make Memphis a soccer destination, and to bring in, now that we've brought the world's game to one of the world's great cities. Memphis is world renowned as you go along, and we have seen that on the baseball side of people from around the world, coming here. Now we've brought the world's game to Memphis, which is really exciting. We look forward to working with you guys on that as well. But in a lot of ways, Memphis is already sort of the heart of soccer culture in Tennessee. We've got a thriving youth clubs organization. My daughters are here in the front, sporting their club gear, and all of them play soccer. I see a few other of the other clubs already represented here, and thank you for coming out today. You are really the ones who build soccer in this community, and we are anxious to begin to work with you to help introduce the game to more people, to bring more people to the game, to develop new fans. And in the end, what we want is the next Tim Howard to be from Memphis, to have that person that we're talking about who's on, bringing a World Cup to this city, and that's what we're excited about. So we look forward to working with all the youth clubs and really engaging with them, as I said, to bring new fans in, to reach new people here in Memphis. We want to make the game more diverse, bring more people in, and that's something we're very committed to, and look forward to working with the youth clubs on that as well. And then sort of finally on the facility, as Peter sort of touched on, what's exciting for us on this is we sort of kind of coined this a while back, is it's going to be from first pitch to the soccer pitch. It's pitch to pitch. We are, this facility now is really, it's going to be active all the time. We've had the opportunity for our weekends, and, if you've been to a Saturday night for the Redbirds, it's unbelievable. And now we're going to be able to take this facility, a world-class facility, and use it virtually every weekend from March through October, when we're in the USL playoffs that Peter has promised. So that's exciting, and that's great for the city, for the restaurants, for the hotels, for people downtown, for jobs, and for us to have sort of a separate staff for the USL side, for the ushers, for the concessionaires, everybody who works here. This is a great economic boost as well to the city that we are very, very excited about. AutoZone Park was the catalyst for a lot of the development that we've seen in downtown, and what you've seen over the past 17, 18 years. This is the next round of that, to bring in a whole new audience, bring in a whole new group of people to be able to come into Memphis every weekend and really enjoy this. The other thing too is, I know if you haven't had a chance yet, take a look at the rendering of how the field layout will be. That's the number one question that I'm sure we'll talk about. This is going to be a great facility to watch soccer. We have we will take the mound out. It'll actually raise and lower, and we'll talk more about that as we get into the operational things with it. But the configuration for it is going to be great, and that is what's really exciting to us. A very intimate setting. We'll be able to run, just along the first base line, going all the way down, and make that, giving people the opportunity to be close to the game. And that is one thing that we are, adamant about and spending a lot of time on, is to make sure that this is an authentic soccer experience for the people who are coming down here. The Outlaws are already, sort of creating that for us today. We're going to grow that, but for people to come down and really feel like they are in a world-class soccer facility, and that's really what we are committed to. And in the end, ultimately what everybody else has talked about and what Peter hit on is, this is about the fans. It's about the passion for soccer. It's about, those guys who get up at 6 a.m. and go to the brass door, to watch their clubs, to watch their teams, and for us to really do work with them, work with the community to really build this franchise. This is about you, the youth, the passion, the community, and all the things that make this great, and we're looking forward to making this a premier USL franchise. With that, I'd like to introduce the mayor. As Peter said, we have been working with the mayor's office very closely over the past year, kind of keeping them up to date with what we were doing here. And so I'm excited to have Mayor Strickland here today and to say a few words.
This is a great day for our city. I talk a lot about the momentum that Memphis has. This is evidence of the momentum that Memphis has. Soccer is the fastest growing sport in America, and its future is bright, and its future is here for Memphis. Thanks, Craig, Peter, the entire ownership group for the Redbirds for having the vision in making this happen. You saw a good thing. You saw a great thing here at this building, but you weren't satisfied. You wanted more. You wanted to give Memphians more, and I appreciate you doing that. We've been working for almost a year on this, and I can say without question that this organization is a great asset for Memphis and a key partner in our growth. Personally, I've been a Memphis sports fan for a long time, and some of my favorite memories is cheering on the Redbirds, the Tigers, the Grizzlies, and celebrating what unites us. USL Memphis gives us even more chances to do that, and in a unique way, to express our spirit for Memphis as we build this team from the start. USL Memphis will bring even more visitors. For those who aren't familiar, fans from other teams will travel to Memphis to see games. This world sport is different than what we've ever seen in Memphis. They'll be spending money inside the park, which makes me happy because the city owns the park. And it validates the decision we made a few years ago, and it actually makes more sense what happened a few years ago in stabilizing this stadium. We will see more and more visitors around the park and on more and more days. Just think about it. Next year, within just a few blocks of here, we'll have an even more vibrant AutoZone park. We'll have 1,200 employees working at ServiceMaster that aren't working here right now, 1,200. We'll have Southern Sun Asset Management as the anchor tenant to the revitalized Hickman building, which is right off of left field. And we have a massive new reimagined Wonder Bread factory, home of the Orion Federal Credit Union, and so much more just a few blocks east of here. Memphis does have momentum. And I am so proud to be part of this effort in building this franchise, and I'm so excited to see so many people here. So thanks for involving us.
Now, to celebrate the mayor's new favorite sport, we've got a special shirt for him.
All right, and to just sort of wrap things up here, we'll remind everybody who's watching on Facebook Live to go to USL, 2Memphis.com to find out more about the organization, see some behind-the-scenes pictures, and we'll be, posting copies of this press conference here today. Get your season ticket deposits in. Get signed up for our newsletter as we start to roll out a whole lot more information about what we're doing here. And there'll be a lot of information coming out over the next, several months as we have, planning kickoff for March of 2019. We'll have opportunities to engage with the brand, to engage with ownership, with different staff, and at some point be rolling out the official brand of the soccer team sometime later this year in the coming months. So we're very excited about this. We will make all the people up here on the stage available to the media over here in this area next to us here for the time in the next couple minutes. But thanks everybody for coming out today. Thank you to the American Outlaws and everybody else for being here. We're excited to be a part of the USL, and we'll see most of you over at the Brass Door. Let's go have a pint and celebrate. Thank you.